Hi, it's Jen from Phoenix and Lotus, and this is another day of Ethony's 31 Days of Tarot Challenge. And I don't even remember what day it is, but I know that today we are talking about the card that we drew most in 2015 and why we think that is. So, I have a funny story, and I drew the Hierophant a ridiculous number of times last year. And the year before that, in 2014, I drew him like twice as many times in my daily draws as I did last year. I drew him in 2014, I drew the Hierophant something like 34 times in my daily draws. That's more than a month of Hierophants, people. Seriously. And last year, in 2015, I drew him, I want to say 14 or 15 times. 19? It was a lot. I don't know exactly how many, but it makes perfect sense to me that I drew this card so many times because he is all about social order and structure and fitting into groups and that sort of group dynamic and interaction, learning how different groups function and operate with each other. And I've changed jobs twice in the last 2 years. And I also joined several different sort of magical and spiritual communities. I was part of Jess Carlson's Cosmic Collective, so I took her Cosmic Wisdom Camp, and there were a bunch of really awesome people in there, but we were all working together to learn and building a community there. And I also joined Ethony's Tarot Readers Academy, which again, group of people coming together to learn something, teaching each other and working together. So on top of the whole changing jobs, trying to figure out a new company, what are the politics here, how do people work together to get things done, what is this about, how do I fit in, what do I do, how am I successful here, what do I need to know in order to be successful here and to feel like I'm getting done the things that I'm supposed to be getting done and pulling my weight. How does this work? That's really the energy of the Hierophant. And also, he can represent looking for a mentor or teacher. And like I said, I worked with Jess Carlson, I worked with Ethony, I also worked with a woman here in New Hampshire who teaches all kinds of different healing methods and modalities. Her name is Kimberly Barrett, and she works out of Merrimack, New Hampshire. She runs a wonderful place called Light Upon the Lotus, and I took integrated energy therapy training with her, and now I'm going on to do IET practice regularly and some crystal training with her. But again, another mentor. So I definitely get why the Hierophant has been all up in my business for the last 2 years. And here is the Hierophant from the Antique Anatomy Tarot, one of the decks that I want to work with more in 2016. And I love his horns and the idea of him as sort of that shaman and really having that wisdom and that tribal knowledge. That's a great depiction of who he is and what his energy is. And I also really like the Wooden Tarot's representation of him. Again, you've got the horns, got the stag. I love the keys in here and that unlocking things and helping you figure out answers. And I like the flowers in here. There's a sense of growth. He's helping you grow and he's guiding you along your journey. And I've definitely felt like this energy has been present in my life over the last 2 years. And I'm really grateful that he's helped me get to where I am now, participating in this challenge, meeting all of you, and figuring out what's next for me on my tarot journey and overall life, I guess. So, all right, Hierophant. Woohoo! We'll see how many times he shows up in 2016. I've already had one visit from him so far, so that's pretty cool. All right, can't wait to hear what cards you've all drawn over the last year and how you feel that energy in your lives.